Alright, let's go. I'm getting back into VOD reviews. We're doing Los Angeles Gladiators versus Shanghai Dragons. Let's see if I've still got it in me, eh? Let's see if I've still got it in me. Oh, before I forget, I do it every time. Where are the... Here. Time for skip interval here. Boom. Good. Alright, let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this is like the most popular composition I saw from what I remember through the playoffs. I think almost every single team pulled this comp out at some point. And it makes sense. I mean, breaks in, ball. I mean, this is just very standard compositions, I feel, especially going into deep into the playoffs with high skill teams. You want to utilize Tracer as much as you can. I think this is probably the best comp you can possibly play with Tracer teams. I mean, you have all the pocket in the world for your Tracer to do all the work. I mean, you have some of the best Sombras in the game. It makes sense, right? Please come to Twitch and sub. True. Okay, so for the initial fight for the... I want to see, real quick. So every time you're playing summer comps in Koth, it's pretty much always a race for like the important mega. I want to see how and why Lip gets to the... gets the mega first, because it's very important. So he gets sped out. TP. They're straight over. I mean, it's a pretty standard rollout, but he beats Birdring by a sizable amount. Birdring's not even in a position to hack. What makes Birdring so slow? What was the difference there, chat? They have the exact same rollouts, maybe... What was the difference? So he pops his locator like here. Maybe it was like a too high of a throw. Like too... He threw it too high in the air, whereas Lip threw his...
3, 2, 1.
Threw his more like shallow. Kind of like a shallow angle. Yeah, look. That's the difference. You guys see that? You guys see the difference? Lip threw his at a shallower, at a tighter angle, and he popped it, say, like, right around here. Where Void's standing, where... One more time. I don't want to get too caught up on this, but it's a very important detail.
3, 2, 1.
Birdring ended up throwing his really high in the air. Like, has a really long, high, arching throw. And he pops this here. Whereas, look where Birdring is now. And Lip's already through his translocator motion, and he's already running up. Like... So it's the smallest details here that could end up winning you maps, which is why your players have to be super disciplined in how they do stuff and not be lazy on what would be considered boring aspects of Overwatch, right? Like, you think Birdring wants to fucking practice throwing his translocator for rollouts? No. Of course he doesn't. But that's a difference maker, right? So they can control up the hack back now. So now the way Glass has to play is they have to completely shift around the map here. So this is Shanghai's map completely, because they don't have a health advantage. Now look. Look at how much fucking... Just look how important... Yeah, hold on. I'm going to stop real quick so this doesn't sound. There we go. Look how important this is to get this mega pack. Look how much space that this buys Shanghai. Just getting this mega pack has gotten them... literally all of this entire section, and Gladiators is stuck to this little box right here. And now Shanghai can just take all these angles. But an important development here from the Gladiators, which is smart from them. As soon as they see that, they have Birdring and Kessie here trying to get some space, but it's just not possible. I feel like Shanghai's in such a dominant spot here. It should be a pretty free fight win. We'll see how it goes. Fuse desperately trying to get out and get some space. I mean, this is just disgusting. Yeah, there wasn't anything too crazy from either side there. I think they both played that pretty standard, but it's literally... That was quite literally a fight that was determined by the Sombra rollouts and nothing else, in my opinion. Okay, Lip has EMP. Wait, is he actually... Did Skew just... What the fuck? Dude, Skewed has fucking Spidey senses, dude. What the fuck? Skewed is not real. What is that? Look, he's throwing the flail before, dude, he is casting flail before he sees Lip. Look at this. Look. Casting it now. That's not human. What the fuck? What the actual fuck, dude? What? That is insane. So he gets the flail off. Immediately gets a... Oh, dude, he's so smart. Oh, my... Dude, Skewed is so good at Brig. What the fuck was that? Dude, I have to watch it one more time. One more time. That... Oh, my God, this is so sexy. This is so fucking sexy. Flails, sees the EMPs coming, pre-packs, bashes backwards so he doesn't die, and then walks back out the body block the rest of the damage so Shu can get back in the spawn and live. Holy shit. And then Space gets the Matrix on the Oh my God. What the fuck? That is so clean. You could not peel an EMP better than that. I have to question Lip's decision to EMP there and spawn, but fuck, man, he got outplayed thoroughly. Okay. So now that they have the EMP advantage, let's see how they shift tempo here with Birdering's EMP. How's he setting it up? I want to see how he got here first. Okay, so we just over the Mega. He hears the Zen. Ooh, this is a nice spot for an EMP. Really nice spot for an EMP. That was set up really nicely by Birdering. Skewed ends up popping Rally here to confirm the cap for the fight win. Space ends up bombing to Remech. Oh my God, why is Shu so far forward here? What's Shu doing here? Holy shit, Shu is in there. Okay, so they transfer trans here, which ends up being a fine trade. Oh my God, what is dude, what the fuck is going on? This is some shit, I swear, this is some shit I've seen in a ranked game. Izayaki, what the fuck? My man Izayaki is fucking crazy, dude. What the hell was that? Now it's on the trade. Catcher gets a quick stick on the Remech here to get to confirm the Baby Diva. I feel like if Izayaki didn't end up ending his trance in their backline to kill Shu, they would have been in a really good spot to win that fight. But I think Izayaki got a little wacky there. A little wacky.
Much better. EMP charged.
This is minor, but I feel like this is a really lazy locator spot. I feel like this will get picked out really easily. I don't know if he'll get punished for it, but... Okay, ends up being really beneficial. He gets to relocate back and get a hack on use for the kill. Okay. So EMP.
See you later.
Oh my God, Skewed is so fucking good. He is so fucking good, man. It is not real. This pack is literally perfect. Look at this. He hears the voice line literally as fast as possible. Gets there. Oh my God, dude. It's just not real. Skewed is ridiculous. Downright disgusting this man is. They end up C9ing here. But they have touched the point. How do they flip? It's just rallying Brig. Where's Space at? Space isn't peeling, right? So they're 3-man on point. Oh, Space got EMP'd too.
Apagando las luces.
Space got EMP'd. He turns back to peel. Kevster goes back for heals. Use is dead. Space tries to touch, he gets flailed. Yeah, that's kind of a problem though. One of either Space or Kevster here needed to be the one touching point. But they both end up going back for heals or whatever, so. That is not good. Okay, Birdering gets an EMP. Okay, I want to see where he sets it up. That was almost... That was a really good attempt from Void to spy check that. So they do a really good job body blocking and peeling for him there. So nice peel from Shanghai and the EMP. Izayaki still 1 HP. Kessler good. Okay, and backline from Shanghai finally ends up dying here. Let's watch some Kevster cam, huh? Let's watch some Kevster cam. The man, the myth, the legend, Kevster, Overwatch. Recall ended up dodging the EMP. He didn't mean to do that, but he'll take it. Actually, I'm kind of zoning out here. Why is Lip EMPing here? What's the go signal here for an EMP?
Looking for me?
Who's around? Flooded and Fate are both around.
I'll show them.
But Skew's in a spot where really Skew dies, but I feel like Shanghai, because they're so good, they have this habit of wanting to end fights or end games and rounds too early. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's no reason there for Lip to be going to AMP. It was like 3v5, something like that. Really no reason to try and finish it that early. And he goes for Reminds. Forces out Trans from Izayaki. Kevster ends up winning the 1v1 on the side here. Oh my god. This man is not... This man is not real. Oh, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Oh, really pushing the focus as well. Shoot into his Transcendence in a pretty poor spot and ends up dying for it though. Oh no. Lee Jae-gong has a win button. Lip has another EMP? What the fuck has Lip been doing to get another EMP already? Oh, he has hack space. Damn, that's a fast EMP.
I'm on fire.
Fledo with a big stick on a shoe. Oh? Dude. This is like the basis of why these comps are so strong. It's the ability, if you're really...
See you later.
Score 0-1.
Oh my god. Who's C9's here? Who's the culprit? Kevster's getting rushed. Skewed's dead. Who's the culprit here? Whose fault is this? Skewed's getting rushed. Kevster's getting potentially hand hacked here. Where did Birdring go? What?
Later.
Why? Nah, dude. Bird Ring definitely could have been on the point, dude. I don't know what my man's going for a Sky hand hack there, but that is way too greedy given the scenario. He needs to just be touching point. Like, that's a big fuck up on Bird Ring's part. That's okay.
Routing power to forward shield.
That's a big fuck up on Bird Ring's end, for sure. That was definitely turnable.
0-1.
That was 100% turnable for the Gladiators.
Ready for battle.
All right, man. I have this nasty habit. I did it the last time I did reviews, but I've already done 15 minutes on one Koth round. I need to like, you know, not spend 15 minutes on one Koth round.
5.
I need to not spend 15 minutes on one Koth round.
2, 1.
So I'm gonna assume
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Really interesting that Gladiators ends up playing an Orisa comp here. I'm trying to like get an idea why they would play this comp. Maybe you'd play this comp if you were expecting like Dragons to play what they call the zombie comp, like the Sombra Reaper maybe, or like a fast Sombra Tracer with Moira Lucio. I don't know. Why would you end up playing Orisa Diva here? I guess they just feel like it's a good map for it. No particular reason. Playing around Kefsir Beyond the Echo, but how does Bird Ring find value here, given Dragon's comp? No Brig, no nothing. How does he? If I'm Bird Ring versus Lamp's already out. So this is how they're playing it. They have their BAP and their Hanzo, which you can access high ground. Dude, like this just feels so disjointed. Like this doesn't feel good at all. You have your two tanks sheltered down in the bottom right, and then you have your supports and DPS up top. I mean, look from Muse's POV. Like as a tank player, this feels like shit. He's getting hit from multiple angles. What's the boy Muse meant to do there? Like, I am not a big fan of this composition from the LA Gladiators at all. They absolutely need to make swaps here. Now the issue is, you've been put into the Dragon's ult cycle, right? Like you've already given them 50 apiece on each of their ults. And now the question is, do you need to make a swap? Oh, dude, they don't make a swap. They swap Bird Ring. This just feels like a mistake to me. The comp from the very get-go feels like a mistake, and then the swaps they've also made make no sense to me. Like, you have Bird Ring on Sombra, which I guess is a better start. It's one less target to die, but how? Shu is just going to be constantly pressured from everything. He doesn't even have access to minis. Muse is already dead. Gets instantly res, which is great. They're doing a good job. I mean, I've been on Shu's POV, and I don't really know what's going on, but they're doing a good job of healing backwards. They end up sacrificing Muse, so maybe this is the idea that Muse is kind of just a fucking big old fucking HP soak. So he HP soaks by dying, Kappa. And then the entire team runs in and they get surrounded by the Echo and Sombra Bird Ring. Interesting. I feel like if you simulate that fight 10 out of 10 times though, Gladiators only wins that like 2 out of the 10 times. Now they're in a good spot. Now what Gladiators needs to do is they really need to be abusing Kefsir. Like I think Kefsir needs to be a little more far forward. They need to make it living hell for Dragons to rotate in. It should not be easy for the backline core of Izayaki, Lee Jae-gong, and Void to be walking up and taking space here. But instead they ended up playing towards the backup point, and I feel like that's just not enough pressure. Like yes, Fade's getting pressured out here, but Fate's just gonna go grab a Mega. Who fucking cares about that, right? What you really care about is their backline positioning and how they rotate into your team. Like, I feel like there's not nearly enough pressure on the backline here. I suppose maybe Kepster's playing scared on the idea that they have EMP, but Kepster's just now going in for an aggressive play to put pressure on their backline, and what's already happened so far is Space is half HP. Muse has dropped Bongo, used his gold, used his shield, and he's half HP. Shoes by himself with a window 1v1 at D.Va. Like, this is just a terrible situation for the Gladiators. Like, forces trance, but at this rate, like, this is too late, right? His team's already dead. You forced out an ult. But you need so much more. Like, Kepster absolutely 1000% needs to be more aggressive as... And at least poke them on the way in. Like, Izzy, Yaki, Lee Gun, and Boy should not be able to just walk up and take space like that for free. Just not possible. That just should not be possible at all. And now they have the impossible task again of retaking with your slow Orisa-based comps into Dragons. I'm sure we'll do that. Dude, poor Muse, man. How are you gonna drop this man when he is just getting fucking bullied like this? You just left us. You just left the boy to get absolutely bullied in the backline. No help whatsoever. Look at this guy. What is the boy Muse supposed to do here? Big EMP. They're doing a good job of punishing. They're doing a really good job of punishing Dragons' over aggressiveness, but they have to expend so much for it. They just emptied out the ult piggy bank. And Shanghai's just slowly been accruing percentage, and they're already at 99 and only need to win one fight. And in the neutral fight, Dragon's comp is so much better. Like, so much better. But they're finally on break now to kind of an answer, but again, I want to see Kepster. What I'm really looking for is Kepster to pressure Dragons on the way in. Like, are they waiting for a perfect dive setup? I don't know. It feels really weird. Like, personally, I don't really understand. Like, the Gladiators think that Bird Ring and Kepster going for a dive setup here is enough to kill, or at least hard pressure Dragon's backline, but it literally does nothing. Like, absolutely nothing happens here. I mean, Birdwing's not even shooting him at the same time. It's literally that pressure onto the backline. It was literally only Kepster on the backline there. Like, it has to be coordinated. It has to be Birdwing and Kepster and, like, potentially anybody at the same time. But no, he goes in by himself and immediately dies, and now Gladiators have no chance because they have no aerial threat at all, which is the strength of their composition. The biggest mistake here is when Gladiators had control of the point, they didn't play it properly at all. They didn't play to their strengths at all. They played Dragon's game by letting Dragons take all of the map and surround them for whatever reason. Now it's just a stall. They'll get cleaned up. And they should be able to pretty close on both maps, but Dragons are just, I mean, obviously spoilers, everybody knows, but the Shanghai Dragons won the Overwatch League, if you didn't know. So, I mean, Dragons are the best team in the world, so it's not a surprise they were slightly cleaner than the Los Angeles Gladiators, who have had their fair share of struggles throughout the season, but Gladiators have definitely had opportunities to beat Dragons, for sure, in this series.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Spoiler? Yep, my bad. Sorry. Spoilers.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers
Alright.
incoming.
Let's talk
Defend
comps again.
objective A.
Dragons are opting for the... Now, this is like a different variation of what is double shield. This isn't really double shield. I don't know what I don't know what you would call this comp. Like there's no like term for it. Bunker of some sort, but you're not really. It's not really bunker either. The idea with Dragon's comp, from what I understand, is Izayaki, wherever it is. Yeah, where is Izayaki at? Okay, up here. Interesting positioning. Izayaki plays up here. He pretty much plays. He's gonna play positions like here, the back window up here, over here, and he's gonna get the free firing the heals on the choke up here, like so, on these sight lines. So the people, particularly in this window, I think it's an important thing to look at, depending on what Gladiators plays. You want to control this window so nobody can come through here and flank. You want to deny flanks as much as possible. You want to be denying anybody kind of like blinking through here, going through here. You want to deny backline access. You want the Gladiators to all funnel through this choke, because when they all funnel through this choke, Fleta and Lip are just going to kill their entire team. So basically, this is just flank denying here, and with Izayaki pocketing so they can stay healed up. But I don't know what Gladiators player is. I need to see what they play first. Okay, so Gladiators plays a sort of similar composition, but they have now it's a similar sort of composition with the Orisa Diva, but they end up playing the Babsen instead. And what they're planning on here is they are playing these two characters. They're playing the Kevster Tracer and the Skewed Zen. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to facilitate the Zen's orb on Kevster here. And Kevster, like I said earlier, Dragons want to deny the flanks here and not let Kevster get in or here. But now that he has orb, that's going to happen regardless. So they're banking really heavily on Kevster getting in and busting this map open by getting good angles on the sides of the map, like I was saying earlier here. So we're going to watch Kevster here and see how he gets to the map here. And help Steam get in. Because really, the linchpin of this composition for Gladiators is Kevster. And there he goes. Void denies the Mega, but it just doesn't matter. So now Kevster's in behind. And now that Kevster's in behind, right? Now that Dragons know that there's a Tracer behind, the way they play is a lot different. You can't just look forward at the choke. And it doesn't really matter if Kevster gets kills or if he does damage. It's just the threat. The looming threat of there is a Tracer behind, and if I don't pay attention, I can get one clipped. Or pulsed. Whatever the fuck it may be, right? So they can no longer just look forward. So there always has to be, someone kind of lurking or moving or at least paying attention to Kevster in some sort of way. So I like the composition from Gladiators. I think it's a good swap, and it's done good so far. That's also another key aspect I've kind of forgot to mention about the Tracer here, is that if you look at Dragon's composition, they don't really have anybody that can contest point here. They have the Diva, but what happens if the Diva contests point here? Ignore what's going on to the screen here. Let's just kind of go back to what I was talking about. If the Diva solo touches and comes here and contests the point, all that's gonna happen is Zen from main is gonna look this way and he's gonna discord the Diva and Kevster's just gonna fry him, right? So I mean, literally, when I say the Tracer is the single win condition pretty much for the Gladiators, it is pretty much a single win condition for the Gladiators. So instead of using dynamites on the main choke like Lip normally would, again, Lip's effectiveness has been cut by a large margin here, simply because he has to look at Kevster. He can't throw dynamites in the choke the way he wants to. He can't position the way he wants to. Because, I mean, ooh, that's really nice. Oh, nice try there for Lip. What's up, Stin? How are you? Whose job is it to mark the Tracer? Ideally, it's Void's job, but it's a very hard job for Void here. He has to do so many things at once. But you're more than likely to see Void kind of looking at the Tracer, trying to deny the angles. Okay, so again, Kevster's in the right side. And, okay, that's interesting. So they have Shu and... So what's the idea? You send Kevster over on the left side, which is fine. But what's the idea with Shu here? You send Shu split away from your Orisa, which is very peculiar. Usually your Bap and Orisa are kind of a unit. You say Bap, yeah, Bap and Orisa are kind of a unit. But you send Shu here on the side to get extra pressure on the side and allow Kefster to get healed, I suppose. Whereas the rest of your team slow plays top right and they kind of pinch the people on bridge. So the I'll have to see how it plays out. It's interesting to me. So Boyd has to back up. They get Boyd demeched, so I guess it pays off big time. But now, like, my issue is that Shu's here alone. Like, any well-placed damage or dive, like, anything, Shu's in trouble. And I think Dragons does a really good job of recognizing the play that Gladiators are going for. They see that Shu is isolated over here and is not positioned to help their team. So what do? They literally just jam right into Gladiator's face here. No lamp. All right, I'm just gonna run it down your, right? Like they literally just jam it, just right down fucking main into their face and pop a barrage. And Lamp's late because he has to throw Lamp across the map, right? So it's really good identification from Dragons. And I like the insight from Gladiators because at this point, as you've seen over the years, breaking Hanamura, especially in like Orisa-based metas, you have to be really creative with how you approach this point because just walking 6-man up top is not going to work. Florida has gotten off the fair. They've ended up going towards... is Lee Jae-Young going to swap? I assume it... No. Lee Jae-Young's going to stay for Lip Pocket. So we'll end up watching Lip here. The Flood has gone over to the Tracer. And I like this... Oh my... Dude, headshot machine, man. Oh no, he's on Echo now. Interesting. I wonder why he's switching so much. Lip's clearing the right angle of the Tracer. Now he knows the side of the map is clear. Oh. Nice eat. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that was a nice sequence of events from the Gladiators. Denying Lip from getting any value here. Let me go back real quick. A little longer. So he goes up. He clears this angle. And now he thinks he's free, right?
Fire in the hole.
This is huge. What Space does here? Last second dynamite eat here. Oh, not even a dynamite eat. I think he just denies the... No, he does eat it. Okay, that looked weird. He eats the dynamite, and that's huge because if a dynamite pops here and hits the backline of Gladiators is in trouble. And then that's immediately followed up with Kefter comes from behind. Disgusting sick. Scared me a little bit. Holy shit. Kefter just got destroyed. We're gonna lose this. Are they gonna lose this? Oh my god, they're gonna lose. Okay, alright. So here's the issue. Gladiators did everything perfect. They did everything perfect, and I'll show you the moment it went wrong. The moment this went wrong, right? They get 2 immediate kills. They dodge bomb, and at this point, they need the, like, however you have to do it, you have to help Kefter get point pressure here. You either help Kefter get point pressure, or you completely clear out this backline. And they didn't either. They ended up rotating up on the high ground here, but the problem is, they only have 1 person on point getting ticks and slowing down the spawns. And Lee Jae-Young is getting a res off on a vital member. Letting Void stay healthy, so now there's this 3-man hit squad that can easily just get up into the backline here. Like, there's so many options they have from here. Kefter in space, now they go deal with it while everybody else drops and touches point. But Kefter gets 1 banged. Now, because there's people behind, right, again, they didn't clear this out earlier. They did get point pressure early enough. You have Skewed and Birdring here, trying to kill Mercy in the backline. Space is 1v1 in the Diva. And this is exactly what the defense wants. The defense wants Gladiators to be spread like this. They want them to be here, here, here. They don't want them to be together. They don't want them to be able to heal each other. Because now, look, Shoot has to look up here to heal his team. Like, look where everyone's looking. Just look at the line of sights of all the Glads members, right? You have 2 looking this way. You have 1 looking this way. You have 1 looking this way. You have 1 looking this way. Like, when you're capping 2 CP, you want everybody eyes forward on the spawns. You want to have everything else cleared out behind you, and you want to be looking this way. That's how you win 2 CP. That's how you win 2 CP. But they don't clear out their map together. Dragons make it really scrappy. They get some good kills. They hold the point. And that's a big hold from Dragons, because that would have been a really healthy time bank for the Gladiators there. They did everything right. Like, the chance Gladiators just got to cap that point, you don't get that chance very often against good teams like the Dragons. You just do not get opportunities like that very often. Okay. Okay, same kind of push. Same exact push, but is it any different this time? There's a lot of options that Shanghai has here. Shanghai has 3 here that they could send directly at the 2, and more than likely get a kill. Let's be real. Like, I think this push here is kind of. I think this push that they're doing here, you should only be able to do once. I don't think they should be trying it a second time, because I think it'd get easily punished. Or again, you can send numbers and you can push to 3. This is the problem with split pushes. It has to be executed really well. There has to be a really good ebb and flow, so you don't get hard pushed. But I imagine Shu is gonna get potentially punished here, depending on how Shanghai plays. But Shanghai ends up playing a little more passive. Again, Shu on the side. They push straight into Skewed, force Skewed to use Trance. Now they forced Window and Trance. So Birdring's dead. But Dragons, without doing anything and using any ults, they've forced the Gladiators to use Diva Bomb, Window, and Trance, and they've gotten a pick. Just by nothing. No ults. The Gladiators are getting a lot of kills, but... Wait, what? How did... Oh my god! Oh my god, shit on. What the fuck? Dude, literally just gave him a fucking drive-by shooting. Oh my god, shit on. Again, I mentioned earlier that the Gliders, they have to be creative. You have to be creative when you're attacking second point Hanamura, but you can't give Dragons the same look. You cannot give them the exact same look as from before. You have to do something different. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it has to be different. Because if you give Dragons the same look, it's just not gonna work. Dude, also, Li Gong going crazy here. Look at the flicks on this Mercy gameplay here. Look at this guy. Min-maxing to the extreme. Now, I want to see the initial setup here from Gladiators. So they've abandoned this whole fucking 2 on the side here push, which is a good idea. I think you scrap that. You don't do that again. That's out of the picture. Kefster, again, is kind of the man who has to create space, but they see that he's split here. They see Kefster split. They immediately run at him, forcing the recall. Kefster's out of the picture. Kefster's out of the picture for the fight for now. Birdring is dragoning for top. What is going on here? So how does Fleta get here, and why does he get here? So Fleta's flying over. Okay, so he was gonna die. Now I want to see the follow-up here. So he's gonna die. I'm sure he is calling for everybody to push forward. No shot. Okay, Birdring does not die, but he forces Lamp. He forces Lamp. He forces Trance. He gets a Diva Bomb. Oh my god, he's going for the remake. What a madman. I mean, good counterplay from the Dragons, or not from Dragons, from the Gladiators, but they expend so much just to sustain here. They use both support ults again. Both of them again. But the important thing, it doesn't matter how many ults you use, because the important thing is this time, they've cleared out their backs. And they're, look at the difference this time. They've cleared out their backs, and almost everybody is looking forward, or at least looking to clear out the enemies in the back here. Their position is so much stronger than the one from
30
before.
seconds remaining.
And they only need 1 tick.
Nerf this.
So again, I feel like this was kind of an example of Shanghai wanting to end things too early here. Fleta going that aggressive and forcing his team to fight on Gladiators' terms was not good. Gladiators have to come to that choke to do anything. They did not need to take that fight.
0-2.
I'm all for being aggressive and setting the tempo, but this fight here was not good at all. And obviously that's kind of a comms issue thing. Like, I don't mind him getting greedy like this and flying above them. Like, really, there's nobody to punish him besides Space, and Space is not gonna be able to do that here. But just forcing the fight here, the problem is, Fleta goes in here, and he forces this fight when there's a dragon going off, cutting his team off. Like, the follow-up, this small delay here, right? So everybody's looking at him now. This small window of delay, is a big deal. And another big issue is that Lip is on, he's been on hit scan the whole time. What the fuck does Lip do here? How is Lip supposed to do anything? Look at this. Now Lip, because they forced the fight and are overly aggressive outside, Lip desperately, in a need to find value, wants to go to this window and get value, but he gets caught by Kefstar on the side and gets stuck. So Lip pretty much feeds to follow up on his team's play. And like I said earlier, if I go back 5 seconds, right? Even earlier. Fleta is going in now, right? He's already in. This delay, this 2-second delay here between when he goes in, the rest of his team goes in, is crucial. Now skewed with a really good trance, keeps his team alive. Muse gets a bongo down. And they just stay with their support ults. And Dragons used everything in the kitchen sink just to get in to follow up on Fleta's play. So I think a pretty bad case of over-aggression there from Shanghai. But that's to be expected when you're the best team in the game. That's gonna happen sometimes. It's nothing to
Initiating match.
nothing to get too worried about.
Ready for battle.
I feel like Rhine Rush can work on second point here as long as you can live through the Arisa and not die to Echo. Rushing on that point, it has to be a sim sort of rush, because if you play anything slower than that and not have the teleporter, your approaches on rush are too predictable, and it's way too easy to spam your team out and get picks before you make it to point, or rush anybody. I personally would not play rush into Dragons on this map. I just would not. Fleta is too good on the Echo Pharah, and he'll just destroy your team every time. And Lip's playing the Ash Echo, or the Ash or Tracer. I just would not do it. It's not something I would do.
4, 3, 2.
Alright, so we're seeing a very similar comp from Gladiators on defense, but what the fuck is this Torb pick? What's the idea? So, when you pick Torb, you're more inclined to believe that the enemy team's going to be playing like a dive of some sort. But I don't like the Torb pick because the Torb pick is too committal to them playing dive. I would like something more flexible here from the Gladiators, whether it be a hit scan. I would prefer a Tracer. Like, why I want a Tracer here is the exact same reason I was talking about earlier. You absolutely, on this map, you want to deny backline access in any way possible. So say if Lip went Tracer here, or Fleta went Tracer here, whoever it is, and did the same thing Kefstar did, where they blinked in, either side, I would just, even if the enemy Tracer has Orb, I want my own Tracer here in this spot to deal with it, and just so the Tracer's not free and get in my backline for free. It doesn't, your defensive Tracer doesn't have to get a lot of value. He just has to deny Dragons from getting any value out of their Tracer. So I'm not necessarily a fan of the Torb pick, but I want to see how they work it. I want to see how they work it. Okay. Okay, so they've got the info. They have the info. So they do end up going more towards the dive. Kind of like a... this is important. I want to see where Space is spy checking here. I want to see where Space is spy checking, because this is important. Lip getting in is a big deal. Is Lip, where's Lip at? I mean, that's kind of a lapse in judgment, I think, on Space's end here. He should have stuck to what he was doing. He should have stuck to his spy checking routine here. Realistically, versus a team like Dragons, especially when they have a Sombra as good as Lip, you want to be making sure and denying him any way to get it all. Like, I would prefer if you literally just stood still and spammed this door and spammed the choke and didn't let Lip in for free. But Lip literally just walks in like it's like he owns the fucking place. Not a worry in the world. But Space goes up and pokes instead, and allows Lip to get it for free.
Always leave yourself a back door.
Hello there.
Enemy turret here.
Okay, so now Lip's behind. Shanghai's clearly going to look for a setup here. I kind of want to see how Fate gets in to help facilitate this dive. Looks like just a simple grapple in. Interesting. I really like the setup from the Dragons here. They had Lip set up from behind for a hand hack. But at the end of the day, like, Izyaki's for free, or not Izayaki, Shu over here is free pocketing. But all Gladiators need, fuck, I keep getting teams mixed up. All Dragons need are a couple picks here on defense. All they need is a pick or two, so the next time they respawn and walk in, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get into the choke. Because now what? The Gladiators is down Orisa, Pharah, Mercy? That's not nearly enough to hold this choke. So when Dragons respawn here, they're just going to walk in for free. Fleda's in for free. Void's in for free. Fate is in for free. That's a big deal. And now Gladiators are the one in the back foot. Huh? Huh? Space is hacked.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Man, whose fault is this? Like, realistically, whose fault is this? Do you blame the Torb here? Or is this Shu's fault for not committing hard enough to get the for sure nano onto Space here? Because
Get in there.
kind of both. But what I would like from my Ana is, like, even if Shu had to, like, jump out the window and then drop, like, rotate back in, you have to make sure Space gets this Ana. Think it's Shu fault?
Get in there.
I don't know. Granted, Birdring pops Fleda for a one-shot, so... Big nade. Catches both tanks. I think Shu is very, very lucky that Birdring just happened to one-tap Fleda there with that nano.
Get back in the fight.
Very fortunate Shu is.
My ultimate is charged.
Li Gong Valks to get a res on Lip. Okay, so they rush this res here because Lip has EMP. Solo EMP Space. Dude, poor Space. He is having a hard go of it right now. Poor Space, man. Poor Indy. Not having a good time. Another nade from Void.
Get in there.
And Nano Muse. Not a lot of value. Ooh, that's a big kill. Never mind. Value achieves. Value. required. What I think about Gladiators, though, is that this backline, even though Shu potentially made a mistake there with Nano, it just is so rock fucking solid, man. Every time, like, you can just rely that your backline's gonna be alive a lot of the time. Which allows time for Kevster to come in and get a stick and open up the fight for his team. Ooh, wait, what did I miss here? How did Skewed get so close? Where's Skewed at? Okay, Skewed's on the bottom left here. Okay, same with Shu. So they're both positioned there. Oh, that's so good, though. That's so much value. That's a lot of value for a rally. Only need rally to win that fight. And dragons use mines, and all those mines end up being used for is for Shu to get Nano. Space just ate like 7 mines.
Let me patch that up. Translocating.
Huh?
10 seconds remaining.
What's Lip doing back here?
Translocating.
Huh?
10 seconds remaining.
What?
Feeling much better.
Peace be upon you.
Okay, so it feels like you have a safe spot to put Locator.
Looking for me.
Oh, he gets caught out?
Translocating.
Oh, man. I mean, I guess you get spy checked,
10
but, like,
seconds remaining.
Time grows short. Attack.
being out of the fight, dude, in my opinion, this is a mistake. How Lip plays this is a mistake. Because if he checks his team's ult economy here, the ult they really need right now is his EMP. They really need his EMP sooner rather than later. Oh, dude. I think Lip plays this. I don't know. I'm not a Sombra player, obviously, but I think how Lip plays this fight is incredibly wrong. Like, I don't think he plays this right at all. I don't agree with how he plays this. He's potentially looking for Birdwing's Locator and playing in the backline and trying to play really safe, and then he goes for a hand hack onto an Ana with a Brig instead of farming EMP when he's 20% away, and he ends up getting slept. Like, this feels like a big mistake. Like, you don't really hand hack Anas, like, unless you have a certain dive on the Ana to kill her. You don't really hand hack Anas. I think that's super low value. What I would much prefer him to do is to come to point, play on line of sight of his team, and then farm off of space here and get his EMP, play for the EMP. I think that's a big mistake there from Lip. I think this is definitely winnable for Dragons if they play this correctly. Now there will be no MP. There's no win condition. So unless Fleta pulls off a miracle here, yeah, it's just not happening. That's the map. Good fighting back from Gladiators. That's a really good map from them. Like I said, I think their backline was super crucial in winning that map. Like I said, their backline is just so solid with Skewed on the Brig. So solid.
Ready for battle.
Hacking and Nana is also used to pressure the front line. It's just so low priority. Like, if I were to pressure tanks, I would not be looking for hand hacks on Ana. I feel like it's higher risk, little reward. High risk, little reward, in my opinion.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay. Alright, so Dragons... Okay, I haven't watched... I'm curious. This is a good map for like a high ground hit scan carry. But I'm very curious as to why they are committing so hard to like Mercy pocket carries that are like, especially when the comp that Gladiators is playing right now has been so popular. Like, this composition here has been so popular, and it's so easy if Gladiators play it correctly to punish a composition like this. I'm curious as to why they favor these Mercy comps so heavily. All I gotta say, as a D.Va player, when you're playing Ana Mercy and you have a very diveable backline like they do, I feel bad for this man and this man alone. This is so hard for Void. He has so many things to do, and he has to check so many threats. This man has to do God's work to make sure his backline doesn't die. Okay, nice spy check there off of the voice line. They're on Ana Monkey here. The reason why Dragons are playing Ana Monkey here, in my opinion, is because of how, particularly this section of the map right here, how important this section is right here. It's really easy to get a lot of value. Because realistically, Gladiator's backline either has to walk underneath through here and play underneath, or they have to walk up through here to get any sort of value, right? And what ends up happening is a lot of times they end up coming through the high ground here, and having a pocket and monkey here is just so much value. Like, it's very hard for these people to the backline of Gladiators to live. It's just a good point for Ana Winston. That's all it really is. You have your Ana and your Winston diving, or like you have your Ana facilitating your Winston dive and get pressure, so your Echo and Ash can carry. I've seen a lot of clip on New Punter. Yes, I have. I'm not gonna talk about it right now, though. For space, thinking he can live, and he's just probably gonna end up staggering here. Oh my. Okay, immediately goes right back to spy checking, which is good. Okay, forces Sombra out, which is good. Bob? Holy shit, dude. Dude. Dragons are ruthless, man. Like, when you look at what Dragons are playing, I'm never thinking this team is going to jump into my spawn and kill me. Like, if you look at this, like, this is like a slow, kind of methodical, pick them apart comp, traditionally. Never in a million years would you expect this composition, really, to be pressing this comp as hard as they are. But, I mean, Lip just sees an opportunity here. Choose half. All right, I'm just going to send a Bob. Dive. Boom. Oh. And Gladiators, in an attempt to not just get steamrolled, they counter EMP. All they end up getting is Fleta, and oh, this is so bad for Glads. Because aggression's your friend if you know how to use it. And Dragons only had to use Nano and Bob, and they forced out EMP, and they got a fight win. And Lip's gonna have Bob, I mean, another less than a minute, if I had to guess. It is just so hard for Gladiators to walk up because of the amount of pressure. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Disgusting. Bink. Dead. Bink. Dead. Like, what do you... dude, what do you do against that? Dude! What do you do against it? What do you do against it? There's no counterplay to that. Just don't get headshot, lol. Just don't get headshot, lol. Burgering out of frustration. More than likely, it's like, dude, I can't play fucking Sombra against this guy. This is impossible.
60 seconds.
Jesus.
Nano boost
Now,
almost
look.
ready.
I'd be very curious to see the stats, but I feel like Gladiators backline has not even got a chance to play the game yet. Nobody on Gladiators had the chance to play the game yet. Kevster is desperately looking for pulse bomb kills, and he gets punished for it. Like you can smell the desperation to make any sort of play against the Dragons right now, and just look at the ult of Connie. There's just no way. Kevster's dead, and even though his dive partner's dead, Muse just goes in and mines anyways. Like, they're just rushing. They still have 40 seconds. You have time, but they're just panicking. Like, they're getting steamrolled so hard, they're panicking. And now because they're panicking, getting no value out of their ults, no value out of their plays, Dragons can pretty much just dump their ult load here and win this point. No time to breathe. Immediately forcing trance. Also juggling trance. Okay. She gets out. Maybe not. I mean, this is like a fucking dismantling. This is disgusting.
Everyone get on defense.
Not once. Not fucking once did Gladiators get to play the game here. Literally not once.
Nerf this.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva. Round 1.
Like, that was like season 1, like Shanghai levels of beatdown on that
0
map.
to 0. Switching sides.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. How do you cast a game like this when Gladiators are just getting their fucking cheeks clapped, man? How do you cast that? What do you say? What do you say to make it all better? What are the words? Like, they're just getting pounded, like absolutely pounded. Dragon's aggression and particularly Lip's performance just put so much pressure on Glads. If I had to like critique Glads on how to play this better, it's probably taking their time. Their advantages are that their Tracer and Ball are able to get in the backline relatively free. They needed to set up their dives and engages better. Like the ideal situation for Gladiators here, if you're gonna dive the backline, is when I should probably get it when they're backline. Let me just pull it back so I can like kind of illustrate. When Lip and Co are back here, the ideal situation, in my opinion, is having Kevster end up being like around like here, or potentially up here if he feels it's safe enough, and then Muse kind of rolls in from up top and knocks people back and knocks them up, and then Kevster either catches them either here and here, and that's your ideal dive scenario. Your team can walk up, you can pressure, you move from there. But they never got to execute that, never once, because they were on the back foot the entire time, literally the entire time, because Dragons did not allow them to pressure them. Yeah, and yeah, that's another point. That's another point. I can kind of see why the Ashe is so good here for them, because, like you said, Lip just coach guns Muse away every time, or he gets flailed or not flailed, slapped. It doesn't matter. Like, it's so hard for Muse to get in there and engage by himself.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Well, judging by the time amount left here, shouldn't take too long for the Dragons to do their business here.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Fate's gonna scout. He sees the same exact comp. They've already made their swaps. They're gonna mirror. Ooh, they don't. Okay, they do mirror. They do mirror. Hey, Fate lucked. How is Shu dead? How did Shu die? Did anything even happen? Oh no, please don't tell me he gets 200 0. Ooh. So who's... I think this is on Shu. This is Shu's fault, and I'll explain why. I mean, it's Shu or Skewed. It's one of the two. But ideally, this is Shu's fault. Mainly because if you look, I mean, they're mirroring, right? And so there's threats of this, this, and this coming from where Lip just came from, right? Like, this hallway is not really safe unless the Brig's right on top of you. So either Skewed need to be... Oh, don't want that. Skewed needed to be right on top of him here, and they need to play here and here. Or Shu needed to back up and play this corner, and I think this corner spot's a lot better. So I think Shu not in the best position, and Skewed not in the right position to help him either. So Flighto was just up top here. Doesn't matter. I mean, it actually, Kevs are making this winnable here. What's happening here? Oh my god, that dominated. Okay. Oh my god, they don't see nines. The only reason this is semi-winnable is because Caps are one clips pretty much Flutter. And so they pull it back to the skin of their teeth, but like against teams like Shanghai, you can't be giving them free kills like Shu and Skew did there on the Shu. You just cannot be giving them free kills. Especially when you can't give them a single tick.
Translocating.
Okay, let's see how they position this time. Is it any better? Okay, so Shu this time, like I said, ends up swapping to the other position here. Not so close to the hallway.
See you later.
You fucking blink and he's... Dude, what the fuck? Okay, so now this time... Oh, dude, this is so funny. So this time, because... I don't know if they scattered this or not, but now, this time, because Shu is more... Like I said, it's in a different position and has drifted more towards a spot where he's diveable, right? Here. Like, actually diveable. They just jumped the shit out of him. Whereas, dude, Shanghai is so... It's just so disgusting, man. Shanghai punishes Shu when he was here. And because Shu changes positioning, they punish him because of his change of positioning. Like, what do you do as Shu? He made what was technically the right call to change his positioning, but he got punished. But look at this shit. What do you do? Triple blank slam dead. Birdring dead. Kester dead. The fight ended in the span of 2 seconds. Look at this. Look at this from over top POV.
See you later.
Alright, fight's over. If I'm coaching the Gladiators, you just gotta like get your boys to say, yo, look, listen. That map happened, we put that past us. We just don't even think about that map, we just go next. Because that is a fucking demoralizing map to play. Speaking from experience, it is demoralizing to play those kind of maps.
Ready for battle.
They got manhandled in every sense of the word. It wasn't even close.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop.
Now this is,
payload.
out of all the comps I've seen Dragons play, I think this is like the most unique take on a map. I feel like this map is one of the maps that's figured out, if you know what I mean. The meta is very stagnant, the way people play now. See, Season 3 was a little more open for interpretation because of what we did with introducing Rush into this map. But you either double shield mirror or you rush and hold spawn. That's really the only thing that happens with this map. But Dragons say, we don't fucking care what the meta is. This is what we think is best. We think this is what will be best for us, and they play something different. And I like that. We don't care what the meta is. Why play Rush when we can just play Cyber Tracer and kill your whole team? Hey, giving info. Fate.
Ahorita regreso.
Good response from Gladiators. Gladiators start getting dove, and they go inside, which is favored for their composition. They drop the lamp, they sustain, they push, they get picks.
Translocating.
First good initial answer from Gladiators here at the start of this map. I like it.
I might need
Ideally, I would probably like... I guess Space can stay on Sigma, but ideally I'd like him to be on Diva sooner rather than later.
He vuelto.
Nice spy check from Kevster.
See you later.
Help Shu. What's Skew doing? Okay. Okay, so I can already see where the cracks are starting to form here on this hold.
Thoughts on Glad's move so far this off-season?
Thoughts on Glad's move so far? Sultan Irvine, thanks for 1,500 bits. Really quick, I'll try to make it brief. Mirror, not a surprise, with Kevster being fully integrated into the roster and playing the all the time. The one that's kind of surprised me is Muse. From what we know so far in the offseason, I just don't see a clear step up, a clear upgrade, especially when I felt like Muse got a lot better throughout the season, in my opinion, from what I've saw. Obviously, coaches most of the time know what's best for their roster, but I just don't see a clear upgrade for Gladiators. It'll be interesting to see, but I mean, Gladiators have got that funny money, so they might pull something out, pull something crazy and find a top main tank. We'll have to see though. Real quick, I'll run it back 5 seconds. Space being the full tank, I mean, you're gonna need another tank. I don't know. I feel like right now, with having to make roster moves right now, it's so hard to form your tank line and kind of decide what's gonna happen with it when it's so uncertain, right? Like, you don't know if you want your one tank to be an off tank that plays the main tanks, or you want a main tank that plays the off tanks, or kind of like an in-between. It's so... You can't... I feel like you kind of have to have players that would fit an Overwatch 1 roster and then kind of mold them and that into Overwatch 2, because Overwatch 2 is so uncertain. Unless the teams know more than other people do. And that could be the case. I don't know. Okay. Back to the review. Cracks forming here. Mainly, the big issue is, this one's pretty obvious. These heroes... They function really well when they're together. AoE healing. They are not together right now. For whatever reason. I don't know why they're not together. But really fucking bad that they're not. Okay, they're together now. What happens? So Shu doubles back to heal. Skewed stays to deny angles, I guess. But the issue is, when that happens, he's immediately jumped on by Flood and Fate. Shu immediately has a lamp. He has to drop window. But Shu can't even properly use this window. Shu is using this window to kill, whereas Skewed needs help. Kevster's dead. Now both supports are getting pressured in their own separate ways. They're gonna die. Now they're gonna get picked apart by the Discord Orb. That is solely... In my opinion, that's solely to blame on these two being split. Those two need to be together. And this fight, in my opinion, is just an easy win. Yeah, what I'm going to say about the 2022 offseason is, even if changes may seem good or may seem bad, do not take them at face value, because Overwatch 2 will be I mean, in my opinion, it's going to be a completely different game. I mean, obviously, it's fucking 5v5 instead of 66. The game's just not going to function the same way. I feel really bad for GMs who have to make roster moves. Particularly around the tank role. Hold on. There's so much going on here. Absolutely so much going on here. Okay. This starts with an EMP Mind Slam engage onto Muse. This is I'm sorry, but this is terrible from Muse. What is going on here? So Space is kind of poking, taking angles. He doubles back to get healed and plays... What in God's green earth is Muse doing here? Muse is playing this as if dragons are playing like double sniper or something, and he can't get pressured. He gets booped out. He bongos in the middle of the open. Doesn't get fortified. Oh, good lord. They use Lamp and Rally to try and save him. He still dies. Space counteracts with a Flux. Birdring dragons from across the map. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Just from how I'm watching Gladiators play, their mentals are fucking shattered. Like, absolutely shattered into a million pieces. Just like that, they just blew all of their ults. And they're all dog shit. All of them. Every single ult was bad. I don't think I've seen a single good ult out of Gladiators yet. Numbani absolutely killed their mentals. And I would be very surprised if they told me otherwise. Because this is terrible. Not a good look. Gladiators used literally every ult they had, and Dragons didn't use a single support ult to sustain. I saw this live, and I was like, oh my god, Li Jie Gong might be the best player I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. Smacks his ass, says, get out there, boy. Rallies and just runs his... Oh, dude, I was... Get out there, son. Now they have Rally Arm and everybody. They still have Trance. And Gladiators have to retake into a Discord Orb and spam. Interesting setup here. They're going to go early with the Trance engage from the looks of things. Nice fucking eat. No, oh my god, that's such a good eat. I want to see this from Void's POV. I have to. He didn't mean to do it. All right, listen, I was going to give him credit. Void did not mean to do that. I'm not giving him credit for that. That was an accidental eat. I'm not giving him credit for that. I was going to, but no, he didn't mean to do that on purpose. Poor Shu jumping for us. Dude, they're just getting ran down into spawn here. Yeah, they didn't even really need the trance, I'm gonna be honest. But I like the idea of the trance engage. They knew the ult economy situation. They knew they had a free trance here. Why not just use it, you know? Skewed. Skewed, skewed, skewed. Skewed, skewed, skewed. Dude, you literally had a free kill and you just sent him on his merry way. Look at this shit. Look how out of position Void is. Hold in. What are you doing? Whee! Like, what? Why? Oh, man. That was literally a freebie. That was a freebie. Void was way out of position. There was definitely potential for Void to die there and be out of position. Yeah, I don't know. Space dies. They have no position. They have a couple of picks, but they're all jammed into this small room. Izyaki's free. Void's free. They have to walk into mine. They've gotten good kills, but there's just too much pressure here. And they'll eventually get choked out here. For sure.
Into the iris.
I mean, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, but regardless, you can't be flailing that Sigma away there. That's definitely a mistake. Probably a heat of the moment thing. Like you said, from earlier, it looks like their mentals are boomed. Yeah, they get cleaned up here. We'll go back to look at it again. Where was it? Was it earlier? But right, you're pushing the tempo, right? You're back quicker. Your team's pushing pretty hard, right? What? He's pulled in. I mean, just look how much pressure he has on him. I mean, like, he gets pulled in here.
Barrier no longer exists.
If he gets stuck right here where he was, he dies. Period. He dies. Like, I know he wants a proc inspire, but Void dies here after this pull. This pull, godly pull. Insane pull from Muse. If he does not get flailed here, he fucking dies. 100% of the time, he dies. Or at least forces Shanghai to do something to save him. But now he's safely in the arms of his loving Brig.
Apagando las luces.
And another reason why it's so bad is because they were pressing hard to kill him, right? And now they're on frontside cart and they just walk into an EMP.
Apagando las luces.
5-man EMP. He doesn't the thing is, he doesn't need to bash into him for Void to die. I'm not saying that Skew should be bashing in and trying to kill Void here. I'm saying he just needs to not flail him. He dies if he doesn't get flailed. He could have done nothing, and it would have been better than what he did, is what I'm saying. Him flailing here is the mistake. He doesn't need to bash in and try and kill him by himself. And even if he doesn't die here, if he's stuck in this position, he at bare minimum gets very low and forces Shanghai to do something.
30 seconds.
Apagando las luces.
But yeah, they end up losing.
Initiating match.
Happens, but I'm not saying it's not a reactive thing, but great players, you need that play. Gladiators are getting fucked. They need a pick. They need something. It doesn't matter if it's habit. You need to break that fucking habit and not flail away with free kills. Skewed's a great Brig, but that was a fuck up. 100%. You can try and paint it any way you want. He fucked up. Doesn't matter if it's even if it is reaction, it doesn't matter. It was a mistake. Point blank, and it can be fixed.
5. Stop the payload.
I did cream my pants, but he was making better plays earlier. He just gave away a free kill there.
I might need this later.
Look at the compositions. What I don't understand is you just got picked apart by a Sombra Tracer ball comp on this map. And knowing that Dragons are playing a Sombra or a Tracer Sombra ball comp, you opt to play Hanzo, Bap, Zen. Why? I don't understand why. Without seeing or remembering what happened here, I can almost perfectly tell you what's going to happen here. Shanghai are going to walk this card up to about maybe here. Sombra Tracer and Ball are going to facilitate themselves through here. Maybe get lucky, go down the stairs and get behind them. Either a Bap or a Zen are going to be playing very far back. Sombra Tracer Ball are going to jump on the Bap Zen. One of them either dies, forces Lamp, yada yada, they lose. That's what's going to happen. Okay, they've got Okay, so let's see here. Let's see where Fleta starts from. Didn't even have to go from over here. Right? Literally from main. Triple blink. Sombra Tracer. Boom. Lamp gone. Lamp gone. They have now gotten Lamp out. And Kev's... I don't know how Kevser died here. Exactly. He's zoned out with no healing. Gets chased down by Fleta. Dead. Now, the next time they set up a dive, one of these backliners, they die 100%. Oh, look at this. Look at the spot. Oh, look at the spot Fate's in. This is so good. If he doesn't get poked out much more... Interesting that isn't... This doesn't matter. They don't... Whoever calls... I don't know who calls for Glads. I don't know their main color. I don't know who would be the one calling compositions. But them playing this comp into what Dragons was playing is just such a mistake. It's wrong in every definition of the word wrong. Like, I'd be fucking pissed if I was the coach and my players decided to continue to walk out with this comp. I get it's what you practice, but you need to be able to swap. Like, you just should not be playing Babson into this shit. Just should not, period. Point blank. No excuses. Just should not. Not playing Brig versus fucking Sombra Tracer Ball is the biggest fucking throw humanly possible. Bottom line. Bottom line, you have to play Brig. At bare minimum, play Brig. Bat Brig, and I would have been like, okay, fine. Sure. You have a fighting chance. But playing Babson into that comp, you just can't be doing that. Just not a thing. Can't be doing that.